Hello and welcome to another episode of the Top 3 Pen series. My name is your host Appelboom, and every Monday we post a new video about the personal top 3 pens of penfluencers. If you do not want to miss out on the videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel now. This week we will have a look at the top 3 pens of Australian fountain pen and stationery addict Michael Lampard. If that name does not sound familiar to you, then perhaps you know him as the Offstage Me on Instagram or Mick on YouTube, where he reviews fountain pens, ink and paper. Michael is a professional opera singer who celebrates important milestones in his career with a new pen, and he's very happy to share his 3 favorites with us.
Hi, my name is Michael. I'm a fountain pen addict and reviewer from Melbourne, Australia. I've been reviewing pens here on YouTube for the last few years and have been a stationery addict and fountain pen user since my teens. It's great to be part of this top pen series from Appelboom Pennen, and I'm excited to share my top 3 pens today. They aren't my most expensive pens, they aren't my most used pens. These are 3 pens that mean something to me. Now, my everyday job outside of COVID times is as an opera singer, and I have used pens as a way of sort of signifying particular points in my career and moments that have meant something to me. And the first pen I'm going to show today is a great example of that. Up until this point in my pen life, I mainly used sort of more affordable fountain pens. The most expensive pens I had were a Lamy All-Star and a TWSBI Eco, and I wanted something just that next level up. I loved the piston mechanism of the Eco, and I'd just been offered a role with one of the main opera companies here in Melbourne, and I'd been really wanting to work with this company for a while, and I thought this is a great opportunity for me to buy something a little bit more than I was used to paying at the time. And I bought this pen, the TWSBI Diamond 580. It's not the AL version, it's just a standard 580, and I fell in love with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly show you the pen in a little bit more detail in the other view, do a quick writing sample, and then we'll talk about my next pens. So this is my TWSBI Diamond 580. This is the regular one. I have it inked with Robert Oster Tranquility, one of my absolute favorite inks, and one of those inks I think just looks beautiful in this pen. This is a medium nib. It's got a lovely section on it. It's not a huge nib, but it writes beautifully, and it's one of those pens that I fill up and reach to really regularly. This is the TWSBI Diamond 580. As I said, this is a medium nib, and the ink is Robert Oster Tranquility. Beautiful ink, beautiful pen. You can see it writes nice and wet. It's pretty smooth, very smooth, and it's just a joy to use this pen. Anyone who is familiar with my channel will not be surprised that this pen makes the list. This is my Visconti Homo Sapiens Bronze Age, which I have lovingly nicknamed Dame Etna. I got this pen a couple of years ago. I'd wanted one for a number of years, and I'd been into pen shops and held them and written with them and really, really loved the pen, but it is a big investment. A couple of years ago, I entered a singing competition that I hadn't entered in a number of years, and as a teenager and early 20s singer, I'd entered a couple of times and got through to the semi-finals, and I'd always held it as sort of like a goal that I wanted to make the final of this competition. And the history of the competition has some of the greatest Australian and New Zealand singers as winners and finalists. It's the Herald Sun Aria competition. And a couple of years ago, I made the final and decided to buy myself this pen as a signifier, as a point in my life that I had done something that I'd been trying to achieve for over a decade. And in the end, I ended up being one of the award winners in the competition. And so this pen means a lot to me from a sentimental point of view, because that was a really big thing for me in my career and how I'd always seen my career as a singer. The pen itself is amazing. The shape of the pen, the design, the aesthetic, the way the pen writes. I originally got this with a medium nib, but the medium was so wet that I couldn't actually use it as an everyday writer. It was just so wet and broad. So I ended up getting a fine, just the plain steel fine, or palladium chrome colored nib. And I just love the way this writes. And this is always inked up. I inked up most of the time with a handful of inks, but one of them that is always in here is Ackermann Simplicity's Violet, which is in here now. So let's have another look at it. I'll do some writing. This is the Visconti Homo Sapiens Bronze Age. The Visconti Homo Sapiens Bronze Age is next. This is a classic pen. It's a well-known pen. It's beautiful. It's made of a lava mixed with like a resin, and so it's kind of hygroscopic, and it's heavy, and it's got sort of like a nice sort of feel and weight in the hand. This is the Visconti Homo Sapiens. This is the Bronze Age. And as I said, this is a fine. Just the palladium nib there, but in the chrome one. And the ink in this is Ackermann. Simplicity's Violet. A beautiful purple. And an ink I have in this pen a lot. I love writing with purple, and I love, the look of it, and it's slightly individual. And this is a lovely purple. And this pen is beautiful and smooth. And once again, it's wet. It lays down a beautiful amount of ink. Yeah, but as a pen that marks something for me that was something that I had really desired to have happen in my singing career, the beginning of my singing career, I was really happy that I was able to get a pen like this that I had also wanted for so long to really mark that occasion. The last pen in my top 3 was one of the last big pen purchases for me before COVID. I saw 2020 at the Sydney Opera House. I made my company debut as Chonard in La Boheme for Opera Australia, and it was a big moment. And to get a role with that company and to be making my debut with that company on New Year's Eve, and then to do a season all through January, was a really, really special experience. La Boheme is one of my favorite operas. The role of Chonard is just beautiful, and has such great heart, and in this production is a lot of fun. And I had an amazing cast around me, amazing directors and conductors, and I just really enjoyed the experience. And so I got this pen, the Parker Duofold Centennial, and this is the classic black. It's a beautiful pen. I had tried one from a friend and just found it to be beautiful in the hand and wrote so well. But also there's a prestige about this pen that I really like. It's a classic. It's that beautiful design, the flat top and bottom. It just really spoke to me, and now because this pen holds such a sentimental place to me because of connecting it with that performance, and also because it was such a massive performance and such a big part of my life right before COVID, and COVID wiped out the arts industry worldwide. And so it's been such a long time since we've been on stage as opera singers, and that my last role before that was this. It makes this pen mean all the more, or much more as well. So this is the Parker Duofold Centennial in the classic black, and let's see how it writes. So here we have the Parker Duofold Centennial in the classic black. It is a very simple, elegant pen. It's got the beautiful Parker, clip that has been so well used by so many brands. It's black and chrome, and it's got a beautiful nib on it. This nib is just absolutely a joy to write with. It fits so nicely in the hand. The first time I tried one, when I was writing with it, I was just sort of amazed at how easy the pen felt in my hand. There's like everything's smooth and it's all fits nicely, and it really felt like a pen that I really needed. But the price tag, of course, being not insubstantial, really did not get in the way, but stopped me from getting it, just going and buying one automatically. So to be able to buy a pen like this that I really enjoy for something that, an occasion that I really enjoyed, making my roll debut for Opera Australia. And so this is the Parker Duofold. This is the Centennial, classic black. This is a medium again. You can already see it's not a dry pen. It writes beautifully. The ink in this is backpack ink. London Navy, which is a really interesting sort of blue blacky, almost sort of green blue black ink. But you can see, nice wet pen once again. That's sort of how I quite like them. Smooth and wet, generous on the page, and really just a beautiful pen to look at, a beautiful pen to hold, and something that I really treasure in my collection. So that was my top 3 pens. I hope you found that interesting. Thank you so much for watching and for getting a bit more of my backstory. Thank you to Appelboom for including me in this series. It's been a lot of fun. I love watching them. So thank you for watching. Check me out on social media. I'm on Instagram and a bunch of other places as the Offstage Me, so the_offstage_me, or I'm on YouTube here as Mick L. And yeah, just thank you for watching, and I hope to see you around, and be kind to everyone. And until I talk to you again, enjoy your pens, enjoy writing. I'll see you later.